A very, very warm good evening. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. It is Monday, September the 15th, 2025, and it's another Indian football discussion on my channel, Arunfoot. And as I like to say at the start, if you like the conversation, if you like the discussion that we have here in our lives, do leave a share behind, do leave a like behind as well. And if you aren't a channel subscriber, do subscribe to the channel as well, so that this channel continues to grow. And we're at 2,927 at this moment in time as I speak to you. So I hope that, if you're new, you like it and you join the community. And Aditya says, looks like one of the big four has been selected according to Marcus oversee the process. How my lord told me that there is no big four. Aditya, there's been a press release from the AIFF from which Marcus has taken it. So even I have tweeted about the same. The AIFF statement, and I can read it out if you want to. The All India Football Federation has successfully concluded its request for quotation process to appoint an agency for managing the awarding of rights to monetize the Federation's commercial rights for a limited term. The Bid Evaluation Committee, in short BEC, comprising 3 members, was chaired by Honorable Mr. Justice L. Nageshwar Rao, former Judge Supreme India, and included Mr. Kalyan Chaubey, President AIFF, along with Mr. Keswaran Muru Gazu as the independent member and advisor, so to say, from recommendation from the AFC. And following the evaluation, KPMG India Services LLP was declared a successful bidder under the RFQ. Yeah, so that's that. And so therefore, now they have to prepare the bid. I don't know what the timeline really is, because I thought the timeline was that the tender was supposed to come out by today, but it seems that the process is slowed down a little bit, in the sense of that things will take a little longer to get sorted and organized, and therefore so let's wait and see what happens on that front. Aritra asked, do you think we can qualify for the Asian Cup 2027, as we are at the bottom of the table? From here on, we have to win all the matches, plus we need to score goals. Aritra, in football, I always like to say nothing is impossible, right? So to me, yes, it is possible for India to survive this group, to stay in the competition. But again, I think the 2 matches against Singapore are very, very crucial. And realistically, if you want to stay in the hunt, we need the points, right? We need the points against Singapore, first away and then at home on the 9th of October in Singapore and the 14th in Goa. So therefore, for my understanding, and that will be the interesting thing, is that now, given the scenario, given these realities, how does Khalid, so therefore, I honestly, my trust in attacking setup or trying to score goals has been broken. But again, if I look at the players that have been called up, and I did a video, so therefore for me, the hope is there. But is there anything more than that? Then I have to say no at this moment in time, if you ask me. Aditya says, this club, man, it's my grave. Comes and make sure the last week we're off to engrave the name of this club in my gravestone. They are that special and that troublesome for me. Aditya. I told you what could be the outcome. Again, I know a lot of people are making fun of what Rohan has said and written, but those are realities which a lot of football fans don't want to accept, that whoever is investing into Indian football, some have bigger pockets, some have smaller pockets, and there is a certain level of support needed to run those entities. Otherwise, they wouldn't exist, and that's a reality of especially Odisha FC. And if those things are not in place, it makes no sense. So if I like it, you like it, we like it. These are all the realities of Indian football at this stage, and let's see what happens. Good evening, Siddharth. Welcome back. I get laughed upon, but I do not care anymore. I don't even know what to say anymore. This club will get me mad, but again, this is my club after all. At this point of my life, Odisha has become more personal and beautiful for me than FC Barcelona. Aditya, there is, that's football. That to you is club football, and it's great to see your commitment to the club, but also, not only you but everybody else needs to know, so let's wait and see. Mohun Bagan opponent for tomorrow got 0 foreign in the squad. Let's see how Mohun Bagan will play. It's that a match like tomorrow, Mohun Bagan needs to win, right? If they want to be in the running of things, then and so therefore for me, that is something which needs to be looked at, and therefore we'll wait and see what happens. Let me see if I can. I'm thinking of trying to do watch along tomorrow. Let me see if I can do that. If I can, I'll surely be in there. So and I don't know where Mohun Bagan stands, because where does Mohun Bagan Athletic Club, or where Mohun Bagan Super Giant, sorry, and therefore for me, we'll have to wait and see. As I said, I wish we can do something. So let's see what happens. Hi Rudra, welcome back. Hi Manmohan, U23 players are in the problems. It's a good thing to integrate them in the squad to remove the constant disappointments. Manmohan, as I said, to me, if I look at the under-23s, because Jungnam is the one who walks in, I think a lot of the players who've been called up, yes, are in and around the national team most probably, but no one has convinced me to say, listen, XYZ players is out. And this is something I know that, this is, I don't know what Khalid has in his mind and how he's trying to think about getting things done. But one thing is very, very clear, that calling back Sunil is to me, I think, the big thing. Rather than the under-23s call up, I think the big thing is that Sunil Chhetri is back in the squad, because that shows me that Khalid realizes, if I want to score goals, if I have to score goals, if I want to have someone up front sorting my attacking unit, it is Sunil who can do that, right? And therefore, that is, let's wait and see. Arkadak with 0 foreigners beat East Bengal FC. Will do the same. Let's see, Rudra. Let's wait and see what happens. If Mohun Bagan can kill their jinx, and let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm happy at least Rohan understands that it's hard to sympathize with owner's point of view. I don't get his point of we are going to follow the same model from now on, considering how bad they were before they arrived at Acharya. I think, Aditya, is not about the Acharya model. It's a thing about having someone like a Manda Tamane come in, giving the whole thing a little bit of a structure, trying to sort out things in a certain way. I think the question is, is the time there? Is the league going to happen? And so therefore, for me, why is there a model which works? Nah, I don't know. I honestly don't know if there is a model, because everybody's losing money. So therefore, for me, it's a very difficult question to ask and answer at this moment in time. Odisha FC without proper government support, I don't know if the club can actually sustain, and that's the question that I think the Odisha government needs to answer, where there isn't. With all the drama Mohun Bagan made and don't win against a domestic opponent, it's a major disappointment. Manmohan, to me, no, it's not, because my expectations levels are these days so low that I rather don't want to be disappointed, right? That's one of the things that I realized. Therefore, for me tomorrow, let's see how they get into the game. I want to see the way Mohun Supergiant get into this match. Can they control proceedings? Are the players in match shape? Right? I mean, playing a friendly against Goa and you're playing on and off matches here and there. I'm not sure. And then there's this talk that the coach might be using 3, maybe 4 foreigners, and I'm interested to see how Molina sets the team up, who's going to start, who's going to play, who's in what form. So let's see. Hi Kumar, good to see you back. This is do or die for India. The damages incurred by East Bengal are already disastrous. Tajik has already gone above us in ACL ranking. We're on the verge of losing the spot and gonna go to ACL 3. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what Mohun Bagan and FC Goa can do. I feel like now qualifying for the Asian Cup is more important as our under-23 needs to play as quality teams. I think the under-23 team cycle is over. I think that's another thing that a lot of people, Surya, have to understand, that the cycle of the under-23s, in the sense of saying that this is an under-23 team, is over, because now the question is, and I've said that's this was very, very good exposure in the last few weeks for these boys. Now can they regularly play in the ISL? And if they don't play regularly in the ISL, then the call-ups that they've received for now for their performances is worth nothing, because these boys need to play football. And that is something which needs to be considered, and therefore we'll have to wait and see what they can do, and that's the point. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. Good evening. But like some players can play in the Asian Cup. So yeah, anyone can play in the Asian Cup. Anyone with an Indian passport who's capable of playing for us, so therefore, let's wait and see. These players need that level of exposure. If they don't get that level of exposure, all that we talk is going to be very, very difficult. To watch all ACL games, guys, you can download ClickFi TV on Android device. Also works with Android TV. Fire Stick. Free or Asian Football Conversations. Okay, so that. We beat Oman club in ACL to qualifier, and in KAFA quality difference is there, but in AFC coefficient rankings, whether any changes or improvements. The KAFA has nothing to do with the AFC coefficient. That's only club football. Goa's win will fall in, but it's a qualifier. So the ratings of that is going to be much lower than if, let's say, FC Goa is able to win, or Mohun Bagan, any of these group stage matches. Something in my gut's telling me that FC Goa is going to do better than Mohun Supergiant. I don't want to be pessimistic, but it's just a gut feeling. Okay, Aditya. Any updates on women friendlies? It's a great opportunity for them. Their path has a realistic hope. Manmohan, I've not heard anything. The AIFF was supposed to start the league and other things this month. All of that has been pushed back. So there is nothing that I at least have heard that things have happened or are happening. So therefore, from as far as I know from my side, we'll have to wait and see what comes out of things. But to me, as far as I know, nothing has been announced. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see. Except, and sorry, just to add one more, from what we know, the AIFF is looking to start the league in the Indian Women's League in November. That is one, and the second point is, of course, that will then overlap most probably towards the AFC Under-20 Women's Asian Cup. So yeah, let's wait and see. Another thing, Mohun Bagan's fitness and match sharpness is there, which look after ACL competition. No, Kumar, no. If you ask me that question as a question, they can't, no, because they don't have a league, so therefore, for me, the problem here is that we have with Mohun Bagan and with FC Goa is they're going into a season which into a continental season without the domestic league being in place, right? So that's a very, very tough point of view, and therefore let's wait and see what is going to happen. The women's schedule is something that is not getting discussed so much by AIFF, and nothing has still happened yet, which is crucial since they are in Asian Cup. Yeah, Aditya, very important point, but I always ask that question, right? How is it going to work for us? And to me, to me, the question is, how do we move to the next level, right? So therefore, for me, this is something which is a problem, and we have not, the AIFF at the moment is trying to be in survival mode. We don't know what is happening with the commercial rights, and so therefore I honestly don't know what is going to happen, and it's going to be interesting to see that can we or can't we make it, so to say, to the next stage. And now the AFC Centre Conference has changed from previous format. Yes, it has. They have what they did is that they Saudi is playing as Saudi is qualified already because they are the host of the next edition, and they are the runners-up of the last edition. Qatar as the Under-17 World Cup hosts, Uzbekistan as 2025 champions, South Korea, North Korea as semi-finalists, and then the quarterfinalists, Japan, Tajikistan, United Arab Emirates, Indonesia, all of them qualify automatically for that tournament because of what they've done. And that simplifies, so to say, the whole process. But again, India's luck is that we have been clubbed in a 5-team group with Iran, Palestine, Chinese Taipei, and Lebanon. So that's, if you look at the teams which are left, you've got Australia, you've got Iran, which is there. Those were, I guess, in my opinion, the toughest that you can get at that stage if you add China, Thailand maybe to the mix. But yeah, that's going to be very, very tough. Is passport restrictions affecting work visa for young players now that what happened to Sunil back then? Manmohan, it was a different case with Sunil. Sunil didn't get a work permit. It was not a passport issue. It was a work permit issue in the United Kingdom. In 2009, they made an exception in 1999 for Baichung to be able. Baichung got a 3-year work visa and got a 3-year contract from Bury as well. So that was different. And there is no passport restriction. There are certain football restrictions which are there. And so that's the main thing. But otherwise, we are not good enough to be selected. Despite having such big population, the Indian sport is being handled. There is no sport in that is profitable other than cricket. Yeah, Aditya, very true. Do you think Super Cup will push back from the promised dates? Kumar, no idea. Honestly, no idea. My only thing was that they say that by the 22nd of November, it's going to finish. Now, my problem is, let's say you do your group stages and finish it before the FIFA window in November, which you can, right? 4 groups of 4, you can finish it off. No problem. But what do you then do with the semifinals? Let's say only the top team of each group moves on, semifinals and final. And you've got on the 18th, you have India in Bangladesh taking on Bangladesh. And then you have to play a semi-final, final, and your final is supposed to be on the 22nd. For me, that is too tight, which means that theoretically, okay, does that mean that you are playing on the 18th and then on the 20th, let's say you have got the semi-final, so players playing for India on the 18th, theoretically flying on the 19th, playing on the 20th, and some people will play on the 22nd. That would be my concern. These so-called evil gambling apps were making and bringing the flow of money, yet with the stance of government, they have made it worse now. We always talk about jugaad, but never do actual good one. Yeah, with all the drama, the most positive thing I feel is the rise of Indian coaches taking charge in national team setup at various levels, doing better than previous coaches. Yeah, is it? Again, I have a different view on things, but again, you can't argue it at the moment if you see the results, right? I don't want to bring this topic to you again, but how can Mono Subhajan and Ismail feature to going back to I-League considering the way it was handled in courts rather than fields? Aditya, there is no, there are a lot of fans who talk about, um, they don't care in what league their club plays, right? East Bengal fans have been saying this now for a while, that with the ISL is not for us. The Mohun Bagan, Reliance, this fixed and all that kind of stuff. So they're fine. Mohun Bagan fans, again, both the club set of fans need to understand that if the league is gone, the question arises is will the money then flow in, right? So therefore, for me, very, very difficult. Khalid didn't pick any Mohun Bagan players. Do you think, sir, after made personal request, you took the step of this is tactical? No, Siddharth. The AIFF release clearly said that both Mohun Bagan and FC Goa players would only be called up once their ACL2 commitments are over. So therefore, that's and therefore they will be picked post their November 1st matches. So therefore, from that perspective, I think there is not a big conversation to be had. So therefore, we'll have to wait and see what if he calls up players, because there are supposedly also 5 backup players in the list that Khalid is called up, so therefore, so therefore that's going to be, let's wait and see what he does. FC Goa Mohammad Subhajan players are simply not available to ACL. Yes, Aditya, exactly as I said, but they could be called up, because they could be called up post the window, post the second ACL2 window. Hey Roshan, were you not streaming yesterday elections? Yes, Roshan, it was elections plus, there are local elections here in Northern Westphalia State, and of course also at football yesterday. So the combination of both, Großer Fenster, wie geht es Ihnen? Mr. Fafo, thank you very much. I am doing fine. Hope you're doing good as well, and welcome to the channel. Hope both clubs do well in ACL, otherwise our spot will be gone. Yes, Siddharth, that's a very serious consideration for us to have at this moment in time, that both Mohammad Supergiant as well as FC Goa need to do well, and that is very, very important and needed. All the current Indian YouTube footballers going over Gaga or Khalijim's so-called success as he wins World Cup in Kafa as third place podium, which they consider this as a bronze medal. Yeah, Kumar. So therefore, what do you want me to add? Those are the realities of things that certain people are talking about. Don't get me wrong, I hit both Mohun Bagan, Supergiant, East Bengal C with the verge of my heart, bit of banter, but it's funny how East Bengal fans called Mohun Bagan a poor club years ago and now call them league fixers. Aditya, that is how fans perceive things to be, so that's, I don't know if it's worth it. Who do you think is the best 5 Indian players in India setup for me? It's Gopin Sandhu, Jingan, Anwar, Sunil Beke. Yeah. Apuya needs to fit in somewhere as well, and but otherwise, would be. Hi Blue, welcome back. Central Podcast on the Indian football team bloggers along with Anjit Bajaj. Narendra will look into that. Kafa forgot to get the bronze medal with worldwide celebrations, says Kumar. Tomorrow is basically the most important match of this ACL2, as most of it achieved, but looks very off. Yeah, looks difficult. And let's see, bro. I'm not sure if where, you know, I'm not sure how this will really work, So therefore, for me, it's a big question. It's a huge question to ask. Is it really working? But I don't know what to expect from both the matches, right? Tomorrow and day after. Please organize football cup tournament. Delhi University invites college. Thanks, best wishes. Then yeah, but I'm not a tournament organizer or something of that sort. So yeah, nobody is a question asking what game or tactics he played. Again, we forget all of that, right? Again, that's one of those realities of ours, right? We forget what has happened, what has been done, and therefore, what should we ask, right? What should we ask? In general, the Indian team, and so for me, it will be interesting to see. What comes next. Aditya says, answering Kumar, you have to understand due to the time mismatch, the Bronx couldn't be given on spot. Happens every other than take Alpha Bronx instead of 3 goals against Maldives. Okay, Aditya. Your take on tomorrow's match in U17 SAF. Rishabh, new batch, and yeah, it is. I'll be interested to see what happens because I can't really judge, this new team. The problem is, again, the old AIFF always used to keep us updated on teams, and we used to know stuff, and accordingly used to think about teams and this and that and everything. And at the moment, I have limited knowledge on who is playing for us, right? So therefore, for me, that's a concern. That's a worry, and I will have to see. Delhi needs football, hockey, Premier League with 5 teams, North, South, East, West, Central. Says Narendra. Apuya is good. I'd rather call him the ball banker. FA's goat is on a pause, wasting potential. He needs to venture out. People are too comfortable with him. Yeah, I'm about where will he go, right? So that's the other problem that you need to ask. Ranjit, we will be there, says Aditya. Will we see India team in knockout? Maybe. The wishes are there, so let's wait and see. I'm especially shocked by the news of 3 foreigners, but I don't know if it's true. But last year they did similar, so I can't just deny that possibility, which is weird. Which is so weird. Blue, I've heard that as well, that maybe 2 or 3. I think Alberto Rodriguez and Tom Aldred seem to be sure to play at the back end. And to me, yeah, Jason Cummings supposedly the other one. I don't know what is the case with Jamie McLaren. What's the case with the others? So therefore, we'll have to wait and see. If I have 6 foreigners on my books, I don't know why I wouldn't play them. But that seems to be the thought process at the moment of, that seems to be the thought process of Molina. Mindset needs to change from overhyped, overrated cricket to football, hockey. And that would be good, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Wait, is it a glitch? 255 people are watching. I'm seeing 260 now, so I don't know if that is true or some mistake. But yes, there seems to be quite a bit of a viewership today. Good to see you. So the quick reminder, those of you who might be new, if you're liking what you're seeing, what you're hearing, leave a like behind. We've got 16 likes so far. Share with other people as well. And if you want to subscribe, we're at 2,929 at this moment. So 71 to reach the 3,000 mark. So help me reach that level. And as always, thank you very much for your support. Hi, Vijesh. Big day for our sides in ASL2. Any predictions? Vijesh, no, because I don't know what kind of form Mohun Bagan or FC Goa are in, because so therefore Yeah, very difficult to make predictions. I would like both Mohun Bagan and FC Goa to win. And as I said, I'll try and do live watch-alongs on both days. So let's see if I, yeah. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. World Cup international time of football players are welcome to guide inspiration, motivation in football. Yeah. Let's see. I have a strong belief that we will be knocked out of the first match of AFC and qualifiers by Kajimil Aditya. I made a bronze medal comment sarcastically, says Kumar. Missing Edmund, David, Jason Tigana, Indian football team. You seriously think that Narendra, any one of the three should be, you know, again, Jason TK has not played ISL that much. David, okay, has played a little bit. I don't know, you know, and Edmund, best of the three, but I don't know if Edmund's going to make it or not. So therefore, for me, there's a lot of questions to be asked and none of to be answered, I guess. And yeah, let's wait and see what happens. There's someone trying to take your stream and using bots. Please check. Aditya, I have no clue, to be very honest with you. And I don't know how I would be able to check if these are real views or not. I have no idea, no access to that understanding. Blue says I would play unfit Dimi over most, if not all, the Indian attackers. I don't get any logic of benching them. Blue, that's the question, right? It is not the ISL, it is continental competition. And then the question arises is why would a Mohun Bagan super giant not play their best players? You know, that would be my question to them. Why would you not play your best players in such a competition? Ahal, you know, is Ahal FK, Ahal Football Club, you know, and therefore that is not that is all our best bets, so to say, to try and win something. But I'm not sure why would a coach do that. Organize get together of Indian football team fans with vloggers in the stadium really soon. Narendra, again, nice ideas of yours, but you know, this is something which is sadly way beyond my means of capabilities and possibilities of doing stuff. Great idea. If I could, yeah, I would do that. 215 people, so you're going to forget us? No. Again, I'm taking all comments. At the moment, I'm still capable of taking all comments. So therefore, I'm doing that. Yeah. Rich Base should help our Indian football hockey team. No, why should they? They've done that in the past, but my question to you would be why would you why should the BCCI help other sports? Right? They're an Olympic sport themselves now. That's not happening, says Mayank. Missing NRIs also players in yeah, but Narendra, the government has made no you know, you know, so therefore yeah, I don't know when that's going to happen, right? The government has made no moves. Do you think Mohammad Sujan is underestimating our FK with only playing less foreigners? Roshan, I don't know. I don't know enough about Mohun Bagan and the state of fitness and performance levels of Mohun Bagan Supergiant to be able to say, you know, are they underestimating their opponent, or are they, you know, do they know really what is the status of their opponent, or maybe the foreigners themselves might not be fit. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Robson Robinho is not fully fit, and that would be one. Jay McLaren for me would be a normal starter. So, are there injury concerns? And I also don't know again what the status is of Dimi Petratos. So therefore, we'll have to wait to see. KPMG will see the tender of ISA. Thoughts? Blue. Let's see. They have to now put in a good tender document together, which I think they can do. But my question would be then, you know, to them very simply is, what are the numbers you're going to put into the document? The big question for KPMG, you know, so therefore, I don't know. And I've never seen such traffic on a channel on live stream. Try to check whether bots are used. Kumar, again, I don't know where the views are coming from. Again, if I have one view or now here 256 or I don't know 10,000, I wouldn't know because I don't control the back end of what's being done via the platform StreamYard. So and I don't have an opportunity to check it in the background, to be very honest. Who should become brand ambassador for Indian football? Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, Messi, or legend king Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, cricket heroes? And I don't know what the value would be for Indian football to have CR7 or Messi or the cricketers, right? We have had the involvement of cricketers, Bollywood superstars at the start of the ISL, and therefore that's something which is there. So therefore, for me, that's something that can be looked at and discussed, but I don't know if that's the need of the hour of Indian football to get such kind of people as brand ambassadors for Indian football. Indian football has more basic issues and problems. So yeah. Is it a glitch? I have no clue. I mean, I don't know. There is also nothing special today that would, we've had, I think a little over 100 a couple of times, but not these kind of numbers. Yeah, that's a massive amount, Raj. But again, those who are watching, let's keep on growing. 2,930 is the number of subscribers. So those of you who might be watching, welcome to the new ones. And like, share, and subscribe is always, as I like to say. And thank you as always for your support. Who's your favorite for ACL Elite? I guess again, the Saudis. So is it Al Hilal most probably? Can we have friendly football match between Bollywood heroes and cricket football team in metropolitan cities? And what's going to be the value for Indian football? Indian footballers playing with cricketers and Bollywood stars. We've had that Bollywood celebrity team or Bollywood cricketers or the Bandra team. So Manjab, I can't give you a prediction because I don't know where Mohun Bagan stands. I think all of us are fishing in the dark in regard to where does Mohun Bagan Supergiant stand at this moment in time. I don't think anybody knows how good, how bad Mohun Bagan Supergiant are, and we'll have to wait and see what actually happens, right? So therefore, we'll have to wait and see, but I honestly don't know where we stand with that at the moment. Indian football is rising, no bots, says Rishabh. I request all my fans of East Bengal, please support Mono Rivalry is on its place. Nation first. I agree. I agree, Raj. Tomorrow we should all support Mohun Bagan. Day after we should all support FC Goa. And vice versa. The other teams that in the coming years would play for India because it's in the interest of Indian football. I know it's sometimes tough, rivalries sometimes are bigger than anything else, but for me, that's one of those challenges. Why we doesn't have a talent like Vijay Bhai or even Sunil Bhai, we gonna have quantity rather than quality? That's a good question per se, because I couldn't answer you why we wouldn't have a talent like Sunil at this moment in time. Because we go back to the grassroots question, right? The grassroots question in regard to the quality in grassroots, and which hasn't been there, and therefore, it's going to be a challenge, and the challenge hasn't been sorted, and so therefore, for me, we'll have to figure out how to work at grassroots level, but also at youth level to uh, yeah. So let's see. And there's a humble request everyone listen to Waving Song on World Cup Football South Africa, Ricky Martin, Shakira, etc. Okay. What should be the next step for U23 boys? Well, as I said, they need to play club football. So my point to these boys is going to be very, very important is that if you don't play regular club football, you will not take the next steps towards the senior national team. So that's the challenge that we have, and it will be interesting to see how these boys are able to cope that and play. The one or the other might have to say, listen, you know what? I leave the ISL, I go down to the I League on loan. Might not be bad. It's going to be great if we had friendly football match between Northeast and Kerala versus Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Delhi. Yeah, but Narendra, you're having a very interesting ideas, but none of these ideas that you're putting out there are are going to happen, sadly. Kerala Blasters Northeast will play either in Kerala or in the Northeast if they have friendlies, right? Looking at problems, which players you don't want to win final squad? I think Danish Farouk. But Danish Farouk to me looks like he has his coach convinced. So that would be one player where I would say, doesn't make it. And there are a few others of those, especially Parthiv Gogoi couldn't convince me in the under 23 qualifiers, to name another one. So there are quite a few of them in that 30-player squad. Delhi, Punjab are sleeping giants of Indian football. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sleeping giants is a big thing to say, but is it sleeping? Is it a giant? And to me, I don't know. To me, Punjab, yes, but Delhi, is it a sleeping giant of Indian football? I don't think so. I don't think. So so therefore, yeah, let's see. KPMG initially involved in ISL inception? No, they were not, Kumar. Is Argentina football team coming to Kerala coaching for national match this year? Narendra, supposedly yes, but I'm not sure if and when that will happen. Do you think the story of how Ambijan came into the London as a teenager sensation? Do you know the story? Yeah, he was selling cold drinks at Thrissur, and someone or the other saw him. He did his trickery. Someone from, I think, the Kerala police, if I'm not, I think someone from the Kerala police saw him, and the rest, as they say very often in these kind of situations, is history. And Vijubhai then made his huge breakthrough, and as I love to say, the rest is history. And Amvijan is the legend that he is today, right? Parthiv losing his calm now in almost every match, says Raj. Agree with that. Good evening, Simon. Is this giving anything a positive? Please enlighten me on this. Simon, in theory, yes. See, to me, it doesn't matter if it was KPMG, if it was Deloitte, PwC, or EY. My question is, what is going to be the evaluation of things? What is the rights of the commercial rights? What is the value of the television rights? And is someone going to be willing to come forward to pay for that in that, whatever figures out there? And so one of the big four has been chosen. That's point one. And now let's wait and see what's the next step. Why Adisha FC is not ready for Super Cup when almost every ISL club is ready. Siddharth, read the statement from Rohan Sharma. Rohan is very clear that he wants clarity on certain things. I think the others are gambling without knowing what's going to happen. Do we know that this bidding process for the tender is going to be successful? So therefore, I don't know. So therefore, I think that's a sensible position to take. And the others, let's see what the others do, right? Your words for kids who doesn't get the privilege to get into any 5-star academy. What should these kids do? Keep working or quit? No, Ren, 5-star academy doesn't mean anything. The 5-star academy is mainly because of maybe infrastructure, maybe coaches, maybe both. So therefore the star academy doesn't matter. No, you need to keep on working, and for me, the kids need to work really, really hard. Keep working hard all the time, and yeah, maybe you'll be successful in the future. Bengal Super League coming soon. Raj, let's wait and see. What would be your 11 tomorrow? Assume everybody is fit except Mangal. Blue, I don't know who is fit, who's not, what kind of format Molina will take. So therefore, again, I'm not going to speculate. Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to prefer Ashish or is he going to take Mehtab, let's say, as a right back, left back. I mean, Apuya is going to play, and then let's see. Valuation of AIFF is rupees 100, in my opinion. Wow, Angry Bird, that's a very high valuation, in my opinion. Ranjibhai, that says you get chance to be part of Indian football team selection committee. AIFF to give chance to younger deserving players national team. Why do we need a selection committee? My question is that, Narendra, why? Leave it to the coach. This selection committee thing that you've had or have in India doesn't work in the rest of the world. It is on the national team head coach with his coaching staff to decide. Why do we want a selection committee? And where, sorry, with all due respect, where does Ranjit come into the conversation? Right? Sunil is a player. Then you'll say there's a bias, right? Makes no sense, sorry. Any positive update in Indian football? SGT, ASM, KPMG to look into the tender process. Otherwise, yeah, let's see. If no one picks the bid of commercial rights with the valuation as mentioned, yeah, then we don't have, so no one picks it up. Then the question about the season, we're back to square one, right? So therefore, that's a possibility to me. So let's see. Odisha might just have to relocate given the circumstances of worst shutdown. Sam, yeah, but relocate where? Right? Where could you relocate at this moment in time given the realities? To me, they are more of a candidate of shutting down in the worst case, right? If you read through what Rohan has said, sounds to me like that. What about Akash Mishra? Why is he's not in squad? Raj, as I said last time around when he was called up to the squad, I think Khalid wanted to have a look at him. And if found good enough, Khalid would have picked him. And he's not good enough in the sense of he's not ready for competitive football because he's played no competitive football since his injury last year. So therefore, I guess he would have to play and then we'll see. Will we ever get to see Indian football team playing FIFA World Cup? I don't know. I would love to. All of us love to, but we don't know. This SLK Bengal Super League is nothing but temporary things, in my opinion, says Angry Birds. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. You're right. I don't know. Sorry. I asked about academy because my mind thought if you have that elite academy tech, it would be easier for those kids compared to someone who doesn't have that. I don't think so, Rana. I think, for example, the Classic Football Academy has been winning the under 17s, right? And So therefore, they've got a 2-star rating, and they're a better academy than most others who've got a 3 or 4-star rating, even 5-star rating. They're producing better talent. So the talent aspect in regard to the rating has no value in my opinion. You could have the best academy and you might be rated 1-star because you don't fulfill the criteria. Why are Indian football international matches not telecast on TV, Star Sports, Production? Because Narendra, no one wants to pick it up, right? As long as Reliance was there, Star was showing some of the games, but at the moment, no one wants to pick those up. Even once a time, we were all infants when I was so not blaming him about trying to get to reality. Yeah. Rehal Shibu signed for Japanese 50 as a merit one or PR. I don't know. I wish all these boys who are signing for clubs left, right, and center at the moment at lower leagues. So therefore, for me, the problem is I don't know. Any news on VR system inclusion in football ISL coming season? ISL. Narendra, we don't even know if there's going to be a season. Right? VR is somewhere, somewhere down the road. Simon says, yes, sir, finding the tender was just the first step. Finding the tender, now finding the person or the company to create the tender. Yeah. A lot is still left to do, and we need a lot more clarity. Exactly, Simon. We've this is not even a first step. We are trying to get to the zero line, right? And yeah. So therefore, we need to get to that first step. Do you think 10 crores is justifiable valuation? Which is the range you think? Kumar, the range to me depends on who wants to come forward and put it. The range at the moment is to start off with a 0, right? For me, it's a big 0. And how do we get from a 0 to a realistic evaluation? That's going to be the challenge. So therefore, for me, the evaluation of the television rights, the evaluation of the commercial rights of the AIFF are stuck somewhere. What we are hearing is that Tangri is going to be the main pillar in Mumbai midfield along with Apuya. Before the Australia game, he was thought to be a red card addict. Angry Birds, that's the problem is because there's no foreign CDM, right? Therefore, so therefore, we'll have to wait and see what Molina has in mind. Will the ACL2 game broadcast on TV or not? I haven't heard anything from an Indian aspect. I don't know if you or anyone has picked up something. I have not heard anything. I don't understand. And do you think our scouting is flawed? Yes, I like Nico Zulford build and size kids compared to raw ability and especially winning out of Yes, that's why I said I don't know if any one of you watched it, the pros and cons of the new AIFF academy accreditation process, where I clearly state that in my opinion the federation is doing a big harm to the process by doing it the way they're doing it, because they're focusing on strength and height rather than on quality. So therefore that's a huge problem in football. Tata, Reliance, Amul, Birla, private sector, welcome to sponsoring football. Yeah, but none of them do, right? I mean, Reliance has done its bit in the last 15 years. Nobody else. Once I mentioned a talent rating was done in Spain. Okay. My mom is from a place where Ambition played. My mom used to tell stories about Kerala police when I was a kid. It's nice to see you talk about him in high regards, bro. Yeah, Ambition is the best that I've seen, at least. True, sir, relocating is far-fetched. Just hope he can reconcile with the present Odisha government. Simon, you will have to say sorry. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, is there a buyer showing what would be the ideal scenario in your view? Roshan, I don't see a buyer. So I would like to see a buyer, but who would be the buyer? For what rate? The first question to me is, when the tender comes out, what figures have the AIFF asked the commercial/financial guys of KPMG to put in? Are we talking, as mentioned by Kumar, 10 crores? Are we talking 30 crores? Are we talking 50 crores as they want? Are we talking 100 crores maybe? I don't know. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know, right? Today, KPMG has been entrusted with the job. And now the question for KPMG is to figure out what is the valuation of Indian football today. Is there a valuation? So therefore, that's going to be the challenge. Without a big trustworthy company, no one will come forward for broadcasting as even Star broadcasting because of Reliance. Yeah, Raj. And Star and Sony don't want to broadcast anything at the moment. Like, let's be very, if you want, Sony last season took money from the I-League clubs to broadcast the I-League, right? And Star, as you say, took it last season because why? Very simply because they merged with Sports 18. Our Indian women football team is giving good performance. Yes, they are. So frustrated with the management. I have to call them out. Intense training sessions a month before will never work, especially foreigners. Our FK is going to be difficult and now even more. Yeah, yeah. Tata can't sponsor because of ISL team, right? No, that's why they can. No? Where is the conflict of interest of sponsoring? I don't see a conflict, right? I'd be happy if they, they would do. Do you think Reliance coming up, picking up the tender again? At the moment, no. If you ask me that way, Renal, I don't see Reliance picking up the tender. Maybe coming up, I don't know, later or whatever, but I don't see them doing that. But I might be, again, this is me speculating. And again, I am not sure if I'm right or wrong because I think not only me, but nobody knows what's going to happen, right? That's the whole challenge at the moment. What is KPMG thing? Raj, KPMG is one of the big four consulting firms besides Deloitte, Ernst & Young, or they call it in short E&Y, and PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers. So those are the four big consulting firms on commercial, financial matters, so therefore, let's wait and see. Is Khalid making a major mistake by choosing MacArthur in midfield over players like Apuya Sal or even Brandon? Arnav, he's not picked him over Apuya Sal because he's not picked any Mohun Bagan or FC Goa players because they're busy with their AFC Champions League 2 commitments, and then post that, so therefore for me, that's one. Brandon, I've not heard, I still don't know, is Brandon injured or not? Maybe that is the reason. I've not heard anything. Do you think India players should take this continental trophies much more serious? Indian players take continental competition serious, but we're not just good enough, right? Yeah, my bad, messed up my sentence. Lesson learned, says Simon. Not a problem. I would love Sky Network to come and help us out. I'm so delusional. Yeah, Angry Birds, Sky, nah. I mean, that Star Sports, in the sense, is former, the Asian version of Sky, right? That they were part of the Rupert Murdoch network. Give fan code a chance. SGT, yeah, and why not, right? But the question is, you need a broadcaster besides a streaming platform. So therefore, that's the question. The difficult answer. So therefore, that's going to be very, very difficult to say. Reliance has been targeted for no reason. Reliance will not get into this. Let's see. Forget about, I said, even La Liga didn't broadcast in India. Same as with Serie A, if I'm not wrong, right? They're now on some streaming platform. So therefore, it's difficult. At the moment, the Indian broadcasting market is very, 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 very difficult for anyone and everyone. So that's, again, we, like it or not, these are all realities of the Indian market and the broadcast market for football. Even if you look at the Premier League, the numbers that they used to get, what they're getting, nowhere near. So these are all difficult realities, but realities, and therefore very, 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 very tricky to see. So yeah, that's what it is. Right, over an hour. Quick reminder to those of you watching, like, share, and subscribe. Arunfoot here on YouTube. 30 likes so far today. Thanks a lot. And those of you who want to subscribe to the channel, please do. We're at 2,930 tonight, which means 70 to go to reach the 3,000 mark. So slowly edging upwards. That's good. And I had to watch the short videos yesterday. I did something on Khalid's India probables, before that on the AIFF Academy accreditation program. I know you guys most probably watched it. Some of you, I always get asked to do these sort of informational things, and people are not really interested. As proven sadly again. So do support. Stream on YouTube. Raj, I heard there was stream on YouTube, and I think they moved to DAZN Global. I'm not sure. Anyone who watches Serie A could maybe help me. Hi, Kohli. I'm good. Welcome back. Viewership of Premier League on Hotstar has decreased tremendously. Okay, yeah, that's where the rights has also gone down, right? So therefore, this whole story that European football is successful in India is also not paying. Yeah. The clubs are already in a mess. Besides betting companies, who else would be interested in sponsoring Indian clubs? This legal betting ban is going to hit our finances badly. Simon, it is going to hit football. It's going to hit all other sports as well, even cricket. I've heard from friends that cricket also massively. That now they're doing investigations into people who have promoted these companies, despite it being a gray area. I don't know how that works, but very difficult to say how this whole thing will in the long term move forward. But yeah, I think I've said this in the past. I think that there needs to be some sort of legalization of betting. I don't know if gambling should be legalized. That's a different thing. I don't think gambling needs to be, but I think sports betting needs. I think the Indian government could actually generate quite a bit of revenue, which could then be spent on Indian sports. So put your GST on it, put an extra tax on it, which with that extra tax would be sort of money for Indian sports, and that I think could be a big help. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Do you think the paywall will work for ISL? No, Kumar. I don't think paywall works for Indian football. To be very very honest, because the paywall. How many times are we seeing people asking for streaming links and watch-alongs, right? So people are not willing to pay 19 rupees or 20 rupees, 25 rupees for a game, right? So this, as long as this free culture doesn't move away, it's going to be very, very difficult, right? I mean, we pay tremendous amounts of money in Europe to be able to watch our respective leagues. Let's say here in Germany, the Bundesliga is on two platforms. It's on Sky as well as on DAZN. If you want to watch the Champions League, you have to have a subscription of Sky and of DAZN and of Amazon Prime. If you want to watch the Europa League or the Conference League, then you have to have an RTL Plus subscription. So if you want to watch lower level football, then it's Magenta Sports. I think if you want to watch everything that is available here, you spend about close to 150, maybe 200 euros on streaming, and then non-football sports. So therefore, again, you can spend a lot. And if we're talking about 150 euros, we're talking about 15,000 just to watch sports. So therefore, behind the paywall is always so that's the problem. This free broadcast habit habituated by OTT apps. No, I think it's also by the cable. No? Who knows what you're paying for your cable channels? Are you paying 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees for a cable channel? I think nobody knows, right? That's the problem. European football is watched in huge number is a myth now. Besides Real Madrid, Barca, Bayern, certain Premier League, no one watches. Other teams want to watch Newcastle, Aston Villa match. Raj, I think even Real, Barca, Bayern, and the big clubs in the Premier League, I don't think that the viewership is as big as we think it was. It is. I think that's a big myth as well. Why did the clubs resume salary when there is still no clarity? Why did they stop then? Actually, that's a very good question. And this is a question that should be asked to the people running the clubs. Why? I mean, Goa and Mohun Bagan make sense. You're playing Champions League football, so your clubs are operational at least till December. And the other clubs, other 10, let's say, if we take Odisha out, very valid question. Not only them, but even the I League clubs. Where is the planning of the I League? What is the I-League's starting, ending. Who's playing I-League? Right? But there's a bigger question. Forget when is the I-League. Who's playing the I-League? Who is an I-League club? Who's not an I-League club? What is on this September 15th the status of Inter Kashi as a club? Is Inter Kashi as a club an I-League club or are they an ISL club? As per CAS, they are an ISL club. But whatever I'm seeing, they're still being listed as an I-League club. So therefore, there are a lot of questions, SGT, which are not clarified, and to me make it very complicated and complex. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. No, we're not even mentioning Asian football out of Germany stream. Roshan, yes, yeah, Sport Digital is another streaming platform for which you have to play something. Yes, so if you want to, there's a whole bouquet in this part of the world. If you want to watch sports, it is quite costly. So those are real challenges, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But these are the realities again, which I like to talk about them. Most probably not, but I still talk about them because I think someone needs to talk about those things, and it is a challenge, and I think we need to work towards the right things, right? So it's not easy. Indian football at the moment is in a very, 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 very delicate situation, a very tricky situation, because I still haven't heard. I think it was Saurabh last week who said, that the Supreme Court next hearing or next maybe judgment of the AIFF constitution case will happen on the 19th, again, which is Friday. So therefore, that will be interesting to see if it happens. If it happens, then what are the next steps? And yeah, very interesting to see. Very, very interesting times coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So we need to look forward to that as well. And yeah, it's crazy Indian football. As it survives, as it somehow survives, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. But it's not easy at this moment in time as I speak to all of you. All right, have I answered all your questions, queries? I don't know. Quickly, what did I want to say? I wanted to say something. No. Yeah, under 17s as mentioned. India versus Maldives tomorrow in Colombo at the Race Course International Stadium. Bibiano back. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, it's good to see him back. So let's hope they do something tomorrow. Hey Anupam, good to see you back. Surprised with the probable squad for the upcoming qualifiers. What may Khalid select Danish? I don't know. Danish Farouk. I mean, he was a starting player in 2 matches, and he's one player who have said thank you very much. Work on yourself, and maybe we'll, so that's one. And am I surprised? No, I'm not, because if you're missing the FC Goa players, if you're missing the Mohun Bagan players, these are the boys. He's given a chance to some of these under 23 boys to showcase themselves in the training camp from Saturday onwards. Let's see what they do. And then we've got those players coming back. Brandon Fernandez, I still don't know. Is Brandon fit? Is Brandon not fit? Because if he's fit and not picked, then I have to question Khalid's decision making on that front. And others, let's see what happens. But yeah, the squad selection is not my problem. My problem is, what is Khalid going to play? Are we? Does he understand now that wait and watch and hope and wish and pray that someone will score goals? Is that going to work? No. We have to go into an attacking mode. We need 2 wins against Singapore if we realistically want to stay in the hunt for an AFC Asian Cup 2027 final round spot. We will have to win against Singapore twice. AIFF is responsible for the A-League, then what is the issue here? SGT, money. If Reliance doesn't pay for the second half of the season money to the AIFF, then how will the AIFF run its system? Very simple question. Very simple question to anybody and everybody, because they're just getting 25 out of their 50 crores, and those 25 crores not being with the AIFF for the second half of the season. how they're going to organize the rest of the system. Have you heard anything about I-League 3? Have you heard anything about I-League 2? A lot of questions to be asked. Mumbai City FC Prime Team 23-24 best for AFC competitions, says Raj. If Danish Farouk over Brandon Fernandez, then I'm sorry, Mr. Khalid, fanboys grow up. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Raj, that's a toy. Yeah. So, it's no point of discussion, I guess. Sorry. AIFF has still not resolved relegation thing. Rishabh, they've not resolved relegation. They, SC Bangalore are also in cast now about that. If I look at Indakashi, I said, the Indakashi matter has also not been solved. So we'll have to wait and see what the AIFF does. Why Khalid Jimmy don't want camp position? Because Major Griezmann, nice combo. Mesut Griezmann, nice, really nice combination. But it's simply because he in his defensive mindset, there's no need of an attacking midfielder. You would rather, as a defensive midfielder trying to move up. Irfan is still on the list. Why? SGT, because if you or I or we like it on, actually, I like the boy. Irfan just proved the point in those 4 matches, and Irfan is one of the better strikers. The others that you have on the list are all worse than him. Maybe except Ashik, but even Ashik doesn't score. But we don't have strikers who can score goals. Tell me a striker who is better than Irfan Yadwad. Yeah, that's your big problem, right? And don't come with Edmund and David and all that stuff. Don't make the cut. What's the strategy of Khalid in ISL? I'm confused. Have I watched another ISL? Raj, I don't know. Like you, I would not be able to tell you what is the playing strategy of a certain Mr. Khalid Jamil in the Indian Super League. I would not be able to tell you. Simply said, I don't know. And if I see the people celebrating things the way they are, then I'm worried. Then I'm worried about things. So therefore, for me, we'll have to wait and see if Khalid can, for once, change his mindset. But I have my doubts. I don't know what you think, but I don't think that's possible for him. He's got a certain way. Anu Thapa we saw in Chennai FC was something else. Yeah, Raj. Yeah. But he was given that freedom. He was the key player for a number of coaches at Chennai, right? And box-to-box player. Mohun Bagan not getting the chances. Again, in attacking positions, you've got the foreigners. At the back, you have someone like an Apuya. So that blocks your possibilities, right? I mean, Anu Thapa is your 6, your 8, your 10 in one player, potentially. And that's something as a position which doesn't exist at Mohun Bagan Super Giants. So therefore, these are all issues and problems where we are not realizing what we need to do, and therefore, where we need to figure out how we're going to get there, and it's not going to be easy. And to me, I don't know. Honestly, let's see. Hi, Ogni. What's the expectation of Mohammad Superjan versus AIFF game match without blunders? Even with 4 funnels in them, should win. No. Why? Why do you think, Ogni, that Mohun should win? Have they played any matches? Have they done a proper preseason? Are they in a competitive shape? I don't know. Do you know that? I wouldn't be able to tell you. That's the problem, right? I do not know. You do not know. We do not know in what shape Mohun Bagan Super Giant will turn up tomorrow. Are they match fit? Are they ready to go? Or, what will happen? So therefore, that's sorry. I would like Mohun Bagan Super Giant tomorrow to win, very clearly, but I don't know. And He scored many goals. Yeah, Raj, very true. Thapa at Chennai was a different player. So therefore, that's also, be junior or senior player, your decision making needs to be good in regard to where do you play, who do you play for, right? I'm sure Mahesh Naram would do better than Irfan as a striker. He can dribble. He has better touch, better decision making, better finishing. Did you see? Did you see him play in the CAFA Nations Cup? Did you see Mahesh play? Where did you see better touch, better decision making, better finishing? Decision making, disaster. Technically gifted, 100%, no doubt about it. But he had terrible decision making, out of position, didn't have a clue. And you want to put him as a number. And physically, do you think physically he can cope? SCT, sorry. Mahesh, I was someone I wanted to see as a 10. And then in the few minutes that I saw Changte play against Oman towards the end, it was clearly evident that any day Changte is better than all of these players that we're talking about at the moment. Some of them are overconfident. Raj, that's the whole problem. That is, again, that's the problem of Indian football fans, that we overestimate our teams and don't, when the reality check comes, then they're all shocked and they're, why, how did this happen? Why did this happen? Yeah, sorry. That's the reality. Tomorrow, I would like Mohun Bagan to convincingly beat Ahal FC. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. So therefore, that's the challenge, right? That's the whole challenge tomorrow. And I don't know. Honestly don't know if we're going to be able to do that. But yeah, so that's that. The other match, Al Hussein Sports Club of Jordan against Sepahan Sports Club. Will be very interesting to see what happens in that one as well. When Thapa joined national team, he didn't act like amateur, which some current national team players show. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Mohun Bagan loses and fans demand sacking of Molina. Yeah, I think, Raj, for Mohun Bagan's own interest, tomorrow a calm and quiet game is, I think, the best that can happen to them, because otherwise there will be pressure. There will be huge pressure on Mohun Bagan Super Giant to to do something, because if they lose tomorrow, yeah. Are you aware of the controversy around Sangeeta Baspo's recent comments? Uchut, is it a controversy or is it a created controversy? Would be my question. Good evening to you. Right. So therefore, for me, if Sangeeta said that, or how was it said? Why was it said? You don't know. I don't know. We don't know. If she's a Mohun fan, she can be a Mohun fan, right? But she plays football for East Bengal and for India, and she plays well. And to me, she's one of our best players at the moment. So if that's I mean, we've had, and this whole East Bengal Mohun Bagan thing, fans don't realize that you being a fan of XYZ, but playing for the biggest rivals happens quite often in world football. So, right? It's a job at the end of the day, and that will hurt East Bengal and Mohun fans the most, because that's something that they don't understand, which is the case around the world these days. There's a lot of pressure on Molina. Yeah, Raj, there's a lot of pressure on Molina. There's a lot of pressure on Vinay Chopra. But again, so therefore, let's wait and see. It has been building over the last few weeks, I guess. Do us fans learn our lessons at all? What happened to East Bengal versus Arkadak? And you are saying Turkmen teams are a cakewalk. Simon, no, they don't. So, yeah. So, again, I would like Mohun Bagan to easily win tomorrow. As also reminder, trying to do a live watch along tomorrow. Let's see if it works. And if it works for them, yeah, great. But if it doesn't, we'll have to wait and see what happens. What's the comment? I'm not aware. SGT Sangeeta Basfor, according to a quote that has come out, She said that she's a Mohun Bagan fan and she would like Mohun Bagan Super Giant to start a women's team. So, so that's the thing. They haven't been so successful in AFC competitions. Mr. Goenka is also desperate to be successful in continental level. They hadn't been so successful. They hadn't been as successful at all at continental level. Raj, Mohun Bagan, amongst the teams who have represented India, you know, they've been the worst performance. Goa has done better. Mumbai City has done better. East Bengal has done better. Bangalore FC has done better. Mohun Bagan have a lot to prove. And Mr. Goenka saying, "Oh, I want this, I want that." It's nice, but then you have to spend differently, right? Name top 5 club on the basis of the management in India. Hannibal, again, I don't know all the club managements to be able to say that. I know that the management at Bangalore FC is very good. At FC Goa, the management is very good. Mumbai City is managed very solidly. Nowadays would say most probably Northeast United are doing a good job as well. So those would be the ones that I can name. And yeah, on that front, also Punjab FC makes the list. Maybe I missed something, but again, I don't know the managements of all the teams. What's the source? Raj, as far as I think it was Beyond Sports. I think, a Beyond Sports quote of Shungita Bashwar. I don't know if that was the source or if there is, that's something which is there. Many do play for rival clubs. Better not to comment about it publicly. Again, all Indian players should undergo soft skill training. Yeah, but it should. Then the reaction of the fans is also right. I mean, I remember, so. This is the problem, taking things out of context, easy to say, but difficult to prove. Let's not jump to conclusion. Bash a player unnecessary, says Simon. Eintracht Frankfurt versus Galatasaray in Frankfurt was really a home advantage. Roshan, Galatasaray, I've been hearing this story, right, Roshan? I don't know, you might be more closer to the source that Galatasaray fans have been sourcing home fan season tickets to get into their, so therefore, it's going to be a hot, heated atmosphere. Mohun Bagan comments, says Simon. There's still a lot of conspiracy on Stephen resigning. So you know what happened. Say an interpret picture and say anything doesn't make sense. Raj, there is no. What is the conspiracy about Stephen resigning? Stephen resigned himself at the press conference, right? There is no conspiracy. Stephen Constantine, at the Asian Cup, after the loss to Bahrain, resigned at the press conference. I remember I was in a car with Ambijan, Shubhato Datto, and with Shunul Dhor, and Shubhato Datto got the info, and then said, "Oh, you know what? Ambijan saying, Stephen has resigned at the press conference," and nobody was able to do something. He resigned himself at the press conference. So what is this conspiracy? I love this, that people create conspiracies where it is not even an iota of a conspiracy. Guys, just facts. Talk about new offside rule. They're trialing certain things at lower level football, SGT. Let's see which if it works or not, and then we can talk about it if it's going to be printed. But Moma still don't have women's team. It's also relative. They need to make it. Raj, yes, they don't. But if they don't want to do it, again, the focus is not on women's. It's not on grassroots. It's not on youth. It's not on infrastructure. It is on a first team playing and try to win. That is the focus of Mohun Bagan Supergiant. Stop. Period. Done. So KPMG selected as bid managers for AIFF. What are the next timelines and update on constitution? Ojut, no timelines given. They've been given the task. They now have to create something. They have to put numbers. I'm really interested to see how they're going to put numbers into that bid document, because that's the big point in my opinion. How can you make that work? And timelines, I hope, again, by 15th of October, supposedly, the tender process is supposed to end. So I don't know if because on the 25th, supposedly the Super Cup is supposed to start. So therefore, yeah. And Constitution, supposedly there's a hearing this week. Yeah. So let's see. Supposedly on Friday, next hearing in the Supreme Court. Stephen was pressured to resign is also compulsory. Raj, the people who could pressure him to resign were actually in three different cars on their way to the team hotel, and he resigned at the press conference. So there is no pressure. I don't know where it comes from. Do you think ISL clubs will sign foreign players just for the Super Cup or wait for ISL dates, if any? Rishabh, I think some will sign foreigners, try them in the Super Cup, and if it works, they will maybe extend their contracts until the end of the season. I think that a lot of teams are trying to run a setup this season just to with lower costs. How much would AIFF pay to KPMG in India? No idea what the cost is of this consultancy. All India Statement Federations has made it. Griezmann, what about the FIFA deadline? Is it resolved? No. How can it be resolved, SCT? There's no constitution. Nothing has been put forward. So we'll have to wait for that now. So all of that is still in the pipeline. Nothing has been resolved. So we will have to continue to wait and see when will it come out. So that's part of the problem, right? So, yeah, I don't know if it can be, it will be resolved, but so it's for the Supreme Court to come out and give us something. So back to ISL 2014. Rishabh, if the ISL doesn't happen, then we're mostly back to the 90s. Sunil is in the list. Khalid isn't ready to trust Irfan. SGT, forget Irfan. Who's the other striker to trust? Manveer Singh Jr.? Parthiv Gogoi? I mean, the reality is we are looking at the mid to long term sometimes, and then we forget we need short term results. If you want to be in the Asian Cup, it is up to March, and the only player who can get us there is most probably Sunil. Give me tomorrow's prediction. I don't have a prediction, Anibal, because I don't know in what state Mohun Bagan is, and therefore, reading and watching a few things doesn't give you an understanding. Sorry. Super League gives you AFC spot. Two clubs not take it seriously. Super Cup, no, they don't, Raj. If that's your biggest thing, why you play the Super Cup to get an AFC spot, I think a lot of clubs don't want an AFC spot. Right? Might be controversial to say, but I feel that. Simon to SGT, my opinion is that it's basically the same rule as before, with the exception being where it's applied. That is how much the player in question is overlapping with defender. Yeah. Again, where do you draw the line, right? So that's going to be the question, Simon and SGT. But let's wait and see. They're doing trials, and there's, I think, a lot to work on. 2014 I-League was already in its place. Then what was the need for new top tier, which held for 1 month? Raj, the point in 2014 wasn't 2014. It was in 2011, 2012. When the Lions came in 2010, they wanted to strengthen the structure of club football. So they tried to do something with the with the I-League. The I-League clubs didn't want it to happen, didn't want to corporatize, didn't want to strengthen. And then in 2013, Reliance worked on the ISL. And then the ISL came around, and it was not held for a month. It was held for 11 weeks. And over the next 3-4 years, it became evident that you're spending 5, 10, 20 times more on the ISL teams and clubs than you came to the conclusion it's better to make the ISL the top tier and make the I-League the second tier. Yeah, and then that happened. So KPMG will do the tender process only, or will they have a say in choosing the best bidders? They will just do the tender process. They have nothing to say. This is for the AIFF then to decide, or for that bid evaluation committee. Those who play the high line will get highly affected by this rule. Yeah, SGT, let's see. Again, let's see what the trials are. There are a lot of changes being made in football. A lot of the things don't really work, or a lot of trial things don't really get to the next stage or next level. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with those rules. And timing of kickoff tomorrow, Raj, 7:15 p.m. tomorrow and day after, as I have seen. Yeah, sorry. No, sorry, 7:15 tomorrow, and Goa is 7:30 on Wednesday. One tip to all fans: lower your expectations. Just hope, says Simon. By the way, KPMG has really very good relations with Reliance. Hannibal, all the big four have good relations with Reliance. I mean, Reliance is one of the biggest corporates in the world, right? So, current offside rule, I don't like it, that even an inch or a tip of your body part is there and it's an offside. If your entire body is in offside position, makes sense. Uchut, again, that is, to me, offside is offside, and that has always been, to me, the point that if you are even a millimeter offside, then you are offside. And but if you change the rule in a way that now your whole body has to be offside, it's too much of an advantage for the attacker. So you just, again, and then, as mentioned earlier, the high line topic crops up. I don't know if the whole thing will work. So therefore, for me, I don't know. It's going to be very difficult. So therefore, I was just checking with the Mohnbagan sources as well, but because where to watch tomorrow, I've not found anything so far. If anybody knows where tomorrow's match is being shown, let us know. Yeah, it's not mentioned. It's actually not mentioned where the match will be shown. Let me just check if FC Goa has something on their things saying. FC Goa at least have announced their overall squad for the Champions League. 28 players in this Champions League squad. Yeah. And interesting to see Jerry Lawrenzwala besides Abdul Rabe joining FC Goa. So those are interesting signings. But there is no mention of broadcast so far as I can see, for both matches. Sorry, guys. Rishabh says fan code. Okay. Soko Live shows a good number of leagues. Maybe you can watch there. U17 boys half match tomorrow as well. I think that one will take a spot. Yes, that will be on the Sportsworks have the rights to all the to all the SAF competitions. So Sportsworks always shows the SAF matches on their platform. Fancode is doing it according to Ashish Nigri. Okay, then if Ashish says it, I think that will be true. So that means then tomorrow and day after, Fancode once more the broadcaster of the India matches. So, Indian club matches. Sorry, that's a better way to explain it. I know each word is wrong and bad, but sometimes the jokes I read are pretty funny. Yeah, Roshan, it's a menace for Indian football. It's a big disaster, and I think a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And it's not gotten better, and it's a big problem for Indian football. So hopefully, in the future, it will get less. But at the moment, it is still there. Good night, Simon. Yes, tomorrow, as I said, try and do a watch along, and therefore hoping for the best, and slowly also come to an end. 1 hour 35 minutes. Once more, reminder: if you've liked the conversation, what you've heard, what you've seen, do leave a like behind. 34 likes today. Thanks a lot. Shared with other people as well, and of course subscribe to the channel. As I said, 2,930. So 70 more to go to the 3,000 mark. So hopefully we can get closer to that mark in the coming weeks. What's the best test checking age? Roshan, the problem is, TW3 is said to be the most accurate, but I have had a couple of cases where I remember there were 3 different tests on a player, supposedly under 15. There was a test which showed him as 14.5, 15.4, and I think 16.5, I think. And so therefore, there, in my opinion, there is no clear-cut test in regard to age. Then my 25 rupees is at stake tomorrow, says SGT. Let's see. So, Raj, which one? Please post it again if I missed your comment. Shubharatri says, Rishabh, good night, Rishabh. Good to have had you here. So therefore, if we want to talk about those things with age testing, difficult. In my opinion, very, very difficult, because you look at bone density and all those kind of things to try and ascertain how old a person is. And at those young ages, it's very, very difficult to figure out. Right. Nearly 1 hour, 37 minutes. Once more reminder, like, share, and subscribe. As I said, do watch the short videos. If you get a chance, do hype them. That would be great if you can do that. And of course, as I said, I'll try and do a watch along tomorrow for the Mohun Bagan game and day after for the FC Goa game as well. So do support. That would be great. And yeah, not only me, support the channel, spread it to other people, support Indian football, and let's hope for a good week in Indian football. Again, it's Saturday. KPMG has come forward to be or has been appointed to be checking, and on the other side, Mohun Bagan play tomorrow, Goa play on Wednesday. Supposedly Friday could be the day that maybe the constitution comes out. The FIFA ban is 45 days away. And Raj says, Dada, you need to see local Bengali channels and news reports. They are more in Lalan. And yeah, that's the reality. And do call up videos. Yes, SGT, need to do that. Good night. Gute Nacht, Raj. Good night, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Watch the videos. And tomorrow, as I said, I'll try and do a watch along. See you then. Bye.